Okie dokie.
After watching Hereditary, it's basically an unspoken rule that you watch Midsommar as well. They're basically a package deal. You gotta get traumatized twice in a row for the full Ari Aster experience. So let's just join a cult, guys. Midsommar is basically a trip to Sweden that goes horribly wrong. Bunch of college students that are absolutely mentally sound. We don't have any baggage, no issues whatsoever. Join one of their friends doing a thesis on traditions in small communities. Now, this is a horror movie, so I'm sure you can guess that this little Swedish commune is actually very loving and caring and absolutely has no ill intentions at all. This movie does a good job of unsettling you right from the get-go. It wastes no time showing the emotional state of our lead Danny, crying to her friend that she's worried about pushing too much of her stress onto her boyfriend Christian, and then further driving a spike into this vulnerable girl before we even get to the opening credits. It sets the tone of what's to come. These people are in the worst headspace possible and it's just going to get worse. I love the use of framing and reflections to drive the divide in the people currently on screen. We see it when Danny confronts Christian about the trip to Sweden, Danny and Christian talking to the rest of the boys about joining the trip, and on the first day of the festival where they celebrate their elders. It's a wedge that both the movie and the locals take advantage of, separating everyone so that they can manipulate them as they please. And you can see the red flags very early, somewhat because you know what kind of movie this is going into it, but also because of how they behave. I'm sorry to the lovely people of Hagar, but when I see the fact that another group of guests have been invited to this festival, I'm starting to get a little suspicious that you're gathering people for some unknown reason. But maybe it's fine, it's just one extra group, probably just a coincidence. But hey, right after introductions, they want me to take mushrooms in this open field of grass and milkmaids. Even if I had dabbled in the substance quite a few times, you need a safe space for this. I don't trust you guys to look out for my well-being. But everyone else is doing it, so maybe I'll just bite the bullet. And now they're inviting us back to the village and wow, what a scenic sight. Everything is so green and beautiful. Are those guys serenading me right now? Way to make this feel mighty artificial. How much of this is being crafted to look appealing to me? You know, something is unnatural about this whole experience. It's got the too good to be true vibe going for it, but you can also feel the peer pressure to just accept it and ignore the nails that stick out. It's especially prevalent on the first day of the festival, which I'm just going to spoil for context, so warnings. The first festivities is the ritual suicide of the village elders. The ones that have reached the end of their happy life throw themselves off a cliff to end the cycle, with their heads being bashed in for good measure. This is not normal, but everyone else is treating it like it's okay. It's just what they do. They don't want to grow old and decrepit like we do. I guess it makes sense. Maybe? We put elders in retirement homes to die alone. Maybe that's messed up as well. Some Asian families look after their grandparents, living with them under the same roof. Some Aussie families just let them loose to wander a shopping centre for the most of the day. It's just a difference in culture, right? This is actually where I start to come out of the movie, because this is absolutely the point where I would say fuck it to the hot Swedish mommies and duck out. Which, for those who have watched the movie, yeah, I absolutely managed to escape. But it's just so ridiculous that Christian watched these people mochi pound someone's head in, decide to leave his girlfriend, who is absolutely not having a good time right now, and then walks over to Josh to declare that he's also going to write his thesis on Hagar. Wow, Christian, what exactly did you fall in love with during your stay? The connection to nature, the ancient tradition, watching someone's cranium explode on impact to the ground? I understand that all these people are, 1, very emotionally messed up, and 2, probably being influenced by the drugs they're being fed round the clock. I've seen cult videos. I know that people can be influenced to do anything, and I mean anything, but it's almost too ridiculous to me. They no longer feel like people, because at this point they're already puppets, dancing the music of the Midsommar songs. which is honestly a personal thing. The whole movie after this point starts to get even more and more unbelievable that I stopped taking it seriously. I honestly do prefer Hereditary over Midsommar because of how palpable the family drama is in that movie. I don't want to diss Midsommar, I just couldn't immerse myself back into it. I imagine there are many of you that had the opposite reaction. You got sucked in more and more by the honeyed whispers of the cult, telling you that everything is alright, convincing you back into that false sense of comfort while they pick you off one by one. This is still a good movie, I just wasn't as scared or as engaged as I had hoped to be. It's definitely a movie you need to watch for yourself. I can only describe my own experience, yours may be entirely different from mine. Sadly, Midsommar wasn't for me, and I unfortunately will not be joining their cult. If they will let me leave. Thanks for watching. If you want a little Swedish community to sacrifice me, let me know in the comments below, and tell me your thoughts while you're down there. Like and subscribe for more content, let me know if there's something you'd like me to cover. I like to talk about anything that interests me. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a good rest of your day.